Hi there, I'm Stephanie Hawkenhole of Love Misunderstood Institute, Love Misunderstood Online Book Club, and I am here today with Mr. Don Morrison. Hi, Don, how are you today?
Hello, everyone. I'm fine. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Don is an author, and he is going to tell us the name of his book, and he is going to tell us a little bit about his book. Go ahead, Don.
Hello, my name is Don Morrison, aka Drinking Lily. I'm a writer, an author, a poet, and a creator. And I have a book that is available now, Thoughts During Epiphany. And this book came about as to how I could share my thoughts with others that I was feeling, as well as provide words of encouragement. And writing a book is the most beautiful platform you can share with anyone, as it provides aspiration and inspiration and something that you can always go back to for encouragement.
That's great. So tell us about give us a little bit of your poetry, if you would. Just choose one or say whatever is on your heart. Share that with us.
My poetry is a combination of personal experiences, love, pain, joy, as well as being able to give back to the world. If I scale that down, give back to the community. Growing up in a small town, the outlook of someone becoming successful was bleak. So now that I've gotten away from that, I want to be able to give those who are growing up behind me the opportunity to grow beyond what I've even accomplished. So just giving that aspiration to say, look, this is a vehicle to take you to another platform. You got a skill, apply it, and let it marinate.
So your basically what your poems are about, and what is to inspire, to
Yeah.
give people hope, to
Mm-hmm.
empower them. That's what the poetry that you write.
Yes.
Um, and that's great because you talked about, your hurts, and the poetry coming from hurts and past pains and stuff like that. So we need a lot more people being giving hope,
Yeah.
empowering others, and choosing to inspire
Yeah.
instead of what we're seeing happening in the world today.
Oh, so true.
So thanks be to God for you
You're welcome. Thank you.
and your poetry. So if you would pick a poem or two that you like to share,
All
just
right.
to give people a taste of what they be getting when they purchase your book.
One of my favorite poetry pieces is called Writer's Block. And there is a follow-up behind that called Writer's Block 2.0. The reason this is my favorite piece because it tells a quick story of me struggling to come up with something to write. However, during that process, I've actually created a masterpiece. So
Yes.
even though I'm struggling, I'm
Yes.
writing it out and laying the groundwork. And at the end, I've actually overcome my writer's block. So you're like, wow, that's
Awesome.
amazing. So I'm going to read it to you. Sorry
Okay.
for my voice. I'm a little hoarse here, but I'm going to read it. Cannot think, unable to create, feeling paralyzed of the mind, seeking mental freedom from a breakthrough, needing the cerebellum to be sublime, a conscious state of awareness, somewhere so my thoughts cannot stay confined, in search of topics of conversation, convictions that are oblivious, bringing the focus back to the beginning. The end game is what I'm seeking, so let me keep writing until that block turns into a building.
Wow. That's
Right.
powerful.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
powerful. So now I'm going to ask you, how did you start writing? I mean, what were you in pain at a time when can you remember when you first wrote your first poem?
Oh my God, you may not believe this, but I started writing honestly at the age of 10. I
Wow.
had no idea what I was doing. I have an older brother, and he's like 6 years my senior. So at that age, back in the 80s, there were love songs being played on the radio.
Yeah.
And I would write melodies to those. And he saw what I was doing one day and he was like, I love this. So he was like, I want you to write me something. I want to read it to my girlfriend, right? He's like, sure. So I wrote something beautiful. He read it to his girlfriend over the phone and he said he did it. And I'm like, no, you didn't. He's like, you better not say anything. I'm gonna beat you up. But yeah, I've been writing since I was 10 and I didn't understand what I was doing until I got it older, as an older adult.
Mm-hmm.
Because those pain that I was experiencing, those life experiences, I was able to create it in an articulate way.
Yeah.
I just kept up with it.
Wow. That is so cool. And it's funny that you talk about your brother saying, I wrote that, because I think about, on TV, I've seen stuff like that happen before, where, and I mean, and it happens in real life all the time where people are taking credit for what somebody else did. But the age of 10 years old.
Yes.
Wow.
I just didn't understand what it was. Well, it was thoughts would come to me, words would come to me, and I would just write it down and leave it there,
Wow.
And I actually still follow that tradition now. I have so many journals and tablets, it's ridiculous. I just write stuff down that comes to me. It has no recollection, no sense. But throughout the course of a day or a week, I've formulated something. All I have to do is sit down and just structure it.
Right.
Already written, I just need to structure it.
Wow.
How that comes together.
That's so cool. So when it came to writing, to doing this book, how long ago did this book come out?
This book came out in September of 2019. Before I put it together, I was working with a co-author on a novel. We've actually written the novel. And she encouraged me to take my ideas and share it with the world.
Wow.
I was debating how I was going to do about that. I just needed that extra push. So she gave me that extra push. And once I stepped into the arena, it was like, okay, this is where I need to be. This is where I should be. This is what God has been telling me. And I just didn't understand it until now.
Yeah.
So I'm going full forward now.
Oh, wow. And of course, you're still writing.
Yes, I am. Working on the second book.
Wow. And is it a book or is it poetry? A book of poetry or?
It's a book of poetry and quotes. This is going to be a little bit different from this. The first book is poetry. It has thoughts and it has short stories.
Okay.
As a writer, I wanted you to see my side of how I portray different situations. But the second book, titled Afterthoughts of an Epiphany. Afterthought, that's kind of great. And it's more of a quotes for inspiration and more poetry that I want to inspire. So keep that motivation going, keep that drive going, keep that encouragement going.
Wow. All of that's so amazing. So you are continually writing thoughts and eventually putting them together.
Yes.
That is so amazing. And so when you are writing, I mean, are you doing a certain thing when these words come to you, or?
I'm usually, one of the craziest things is like, I'm driving in the car to work in the morning. I read a lot of encyclopedias. I read a lot of thesauruses, dictionaries. So I'm always looking for new words, new material.
Yeah.
Something to come to me. Oh, I like that topic. I like that word. Let me see if I can build a sentence or a structure around it. So I would use my phone to record my voice, and I'll say the word or whatever thought, and I'll leave it there. And then I'll go to the gym, make dinner. And along those times, I'm continuously thinking to create a structure. And now I have an introduction.
Yeah.
Now I need an ending. Continue to think. No, that's not going to work. So I'm constantly writing and rewriting in my brain before I write it down.
Wow. That is so cool. So show that book again, please.
Thoughts During an Epiphany.
Cool.
It's available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
And Barnes & Noble.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Awesome. Congratulations, Don, on your book writing and on your keep writing, because you're continually inspiring yourself as well as others, continually giving others hope and that's big. So when they read, they can become empowered by the words that you've written.
Yes.
And so I appreciate you being on
Mhm.
this show. I appreciate you taking the time to introduce yourself, to introduce your book. Guys, get this book. You got to check out this book from Mr. Don Morrison. You
Yes.
have any last words?
Yes. Please go to my website, juniorlilypublications.com. You can order the book there. Also have merchandise, and you can also follow me on my social media. I have an Instagram site, junior.lilypublications. Also, I have a blog site. Please follow me. I will promise you, I will not let you down. I will impress you.
Thank you so much, Don, and thank you for your time. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you, Sophie.
Guys, you got to get that book and check him out. Take care, Don. Until
Thank you.
next time. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye for now.